And of course, Thursday's our new movie day. Look at you. New issues out, I guess. Just arrived. LocalIQ magazine's film writer is here, Dan Gutierrez. Hello, Dan.
Hello.
The Gaffer.
Yeah, we have a brand new article that just popped in here, and I thought it was kind of fun to write this week. It's pairing New Mexico-made films with handcrafted local beer. So it's you have to kind of read it to get some of the jokes in here. But yeah, it's like I'm comparing some locally brewed beer with some movies and how they go hand in hand, kind of like a fine wine and its cheese. So that you got to read this if you are a beer connoisseur or someone that likes movies or you like making fun of movies. You have all three in this article. So there you go. Look at that.
Well, that's a different approach.
Yeah, well,
I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all three are in here. So if you like making fun of movies, you'll definitely enjoy this little article.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, let's say I feel like grabbing some popcorn and watching a movie this weekend. What's coming out?
Well, from over the weekend, there was a couple of big things. Riddick, it looks like they beat their big competitor, Lee Daniels, the Butler, and took the #1 spot from over the weekend. So, like I said, Riddick looked like a fun action flick, and it turned out to be really, really fun, really, really energetic, really, really exciting. And it took that #1 spot. Lee Daniels, the Butler, dropped down to only about $8 million versus Riddick's about $19 million. And holding on strong, and probably the most number of people going to see this movie for this limited number of theaters is Instructions Not Included. And it's only in about 717 theaters across the country, and it's making bank on average about 11,366. So technically, that has
for that are amazing.
Yeah, that is
that
is the biggest draw out of all the movies that are in theaters right now. So if a Spanish movie is interesting to you, that about a guy who finds himself with a new kid, then there you go. Instructions Not Included. You might have to stand in line for that one.
Yeah, I hear the crowds are huge.
I'm actually pretty shocked that it's doing so well. So a lot of people are doing pretty. A lot of people are very positive, and I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but I want to go see it now. So
I guess there's subtitles. I don't know.
There you
Must
go.
be.
Okay. Instructions Not Included, that's probably that's third in the box office right now, behind Lee Daniels, the Butler, and the #1 movie, The Riddick. So let me talk a little bit about Riddick. To tell you the truth, Vin Diesel decided to put his house on, get a loan on his house to make this movie.
Really?
So when he made Fast and the Furious, I believe it was 2, Tokyo Drift, the studio asked him to be in it, and he was like, I don't want to be in it. But he bartered his way with the studio to say, well, if you give me rights to the Riddick character, I'll definitely be in it. So they're like, all right, you can have rights to the Riddick character. We're not doing anything with that movie anyway. So after that, he just created and produced the new movie Riddick, and I had a great time with it. It's a lot like, let me just put it this way, it's a lot like watching a slasher flick on both sides of the slasher movie, because there's these bounty hunters that come to this planet to try to capture Riddick, kill Riddick, and take him back to earn their bounty. And Riddick has been marooned on this island, or on this basically planet that's kind of like being marooned on an island. So when both of them come to clash, it seems like, yeah, they both are gonna kill each other. But it's like watching both sides of the slasher flick, because you're rooting for Riddick, and you're also rooting for some of the team members, like bounty hunters, to survive. Yeah. And it's mostly from the bounty hunters' angle after they show up. So it's really kind of cool to get them, watch them get picked off.
Should we watch the clip?
Let's take a peek at the clip from Riddick.
All right, here we go.
The change stayed on me. Okay. Good doggy.
Yeah. Let's cut him loose.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's violent, it's over the top, it was fun, it was exciting, it was everything I wanted to see in a movie from the summer. So I highly recommend Riddick. I had a great time in that movie.
Well, look at this.
I know I hate every movie. Just most of the movies this summer were awful.
Can we mark this moment in time?
I like Two Guns. What are you guys talking about? I liked Oblivion, The Great Gatsby. Look, there was a whole bunch that came out this summer.
I don't know.
Not all the ones everyone was excited about. I hated those. Those were just awful. Well, there you go. So Riddick, go check out that one. I had a great time in that. I was surprised.
Wow.
Tell you the truth, I know nothing about the Riddick franchise other than the fact that little tidbits about Vin Diesel owning it.
Yeah.
That was it. I knew nothing about it. I walked in, I sat down completely blind, knew nothing about this character, and was completely entertained, completely absorbed into the story. It was fun. It was stupid. It was a great movie.
All right. How about another hand?
There you go. You like that?
Wow. Okay. What's the next movie?
There's another movie that's coming out this weekend that looks really, really awesome that I really want to see. It's The Family. It's Luc Besson, who is the director of The Family. He did La Femme Nikita, The Big Blue. He also did Leon, The Professional, and Fifth Element, the Natalie Portman with Leon when she was a little kid, about an assassin teaching a new young budding assassin. I hope they make a Leon Part 2 where Natalie's all grown up and picking off people on her own. But that'd be great. But let me just put it this way: this movie looks fun. It looks fantastic. It's a witness protection mob flick. I am guns deep on this one. It is Robert De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer, Diana Argonne, and basically what they do is they're a mobster family that have been kind of deported or put in witness protection or put in another country, and while they're there, they find themselves struggling to maintain that hidden and incognito aspect of their life. So they get a lot of attention towards themselves, and I guess the mob will probably find them. So that's what it is. It's The Family, and I think I have a clip for that one, right?
Let's check out.
Yeah, let's take a peek at a clip from this movie. It looks awesome.
How was the first day?
It was pretty good.
Anything to report?
Nothing.
Oh, you already met the neighbor.
The guy on the left, yeah.
What you talking about?
Nothing much. Roses mostly.
Try to fit in. I'm getting tired of finding you a new place to live every 90 days. Can I rely on you to try?
Sure, as long as I can rely on you.
You know what's going to happen to you and your family when they find you.
You're here to make sure that don't happen, right? I mean, that's your job.
Try not to make my job impossible.
There you go, it's The Family. And this one looks amazingly awesome. I can't wait for this movie. Hopefully I'm not let down. And as you know, most of the movies that I go into, I'm like, I really want to see this. It looks fun, it looks exciting. And then I get disappointed. But this one looks really, really fun, and hopefully I'm not disappointed.
Yeah,
it has a great
cast,
cast, but I think the story above the cast, and I don't like going to movies just because of a cast. I don't care if Robert De Niro's in it, who cares? I would rather see a really great actor tell a compelling story, because that's what movies are. They're stories. They're modern day storytelling. So that's what I'm really into. That I would love to see a witness protection not really be the best witness protection family to put in witness protection. So there you go.
You know, I haven't seen The Butler yet, and have you seen it yet, Dan?
No, I've heard a lot of good things about this. It's an early Oscar contender, but when you're that early of an Oscar contender, by Oscar time, people are going to forget about this movie. Because coming in the next couple of months, we're going to have some stellar flicks that are going to be knocking it out of the park. Right now, I think The Butler is probably the most heartwarming, the most compelling, the most story-driven out of all of them, or character-driven out of all of that, all the movies this year. That will probably keep that ball rolling for a couple more months, but when those big guns start coming out, when the studio are holding back those ones that they know are extreme Oscar contenders, those will pop up. Just wait. And if you liked The Butler, I'm pretty sure that you're going to love some great movies coming up down the road. So that's what I have to say about The Butler. That I think they released it a little too early if they're looking for that Academy Award, and maybe that's a good thing because that means that there's better movies than that.
Ooh, there you go. Well, I almost went to see it last weekend. Maybe this weekend. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me what you think of it. I'll probably get it towards the end of the year and then take a peek at it before voting season, so I could make sure that it fits what I like or not.
Okay, we're going to do some classic horror films next, right?
Well, no, I was actually,
Okay.
we have DVDs and Blu-rays. There are a couple things that that I recommend picking up. The first one, maybe a rental. I would have to say The Bling Ring. It's based on actual events. It's where these like snobby rich kids in LA decide to use Twitter and Facebook to track and stalk their favorite celebrities to find out when these celebrities are out of town so they could go to their house and rob them. And it's it's based on a completely true story. You can't get better than that.
And they were never caught, were they?
No, they were caught. They were
Just
definitely
kidding, they were
caught.
caught.
But they got robbed, and then it's inspired a whole bunch of following what is it?
Copycat.
Copycat. Yeah, I was gonna say cat
Oh,
burglars.
that's what
Wait, that's not right.
happened, yeah.
But copycat burglaries. So that it's something. It was directed by Sofia Coppola. She's a little slower in her directing style. It's more slice of life rather than compelling story. So,
But it's worth a look.
it's something I
It looks
definitely
like a
say.
fun movie.
It's the director. Just to warn you that the director is a slow director, so it does sound like a fun movie, but she's very slow and she's doing slice of life moments rather than saying here. Then they did this, then they did that, then they did this. So I'm kind of warning you. I know it sounds like a really cool, interesting idea. If you're not really one of those super film nerdy buff auteurs, you might get bored with it and be like, well, I didn't really like that movie. It wasn't my cup of tea. So for you, Aaron, I would say, if it really interests you, check it out. But if it, besides that, it is a slow movie, so
Okay.
I'm gonna have to say, yeah, that's something that you it's something that I would definitely jump in and be excited about. Also coming out is a movie called The East, which is basically about an elite private intelligence. And some woman is hired by a private intelligence firm, and she's supposed to infiltrate this like anarchist group and kind of like find out their going-ons and their anti-business and anti-whatever. But while she's there, she's starting to realize, hey, these guys actually have something to say. So she's now questioning her: is she for or against the people that she's supposed to be?
Interesting.
Like being covert against.
And we have a New Mexico film.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is a New Mexico film starring a lot of your friends and family members. And I have a few friends and family members that are in this movie. Bless Me Ultima by, writer Rodolfo Anaya.
Yeah.
This is something that I would highly recommend if you live in New Mexico and if you want to see something that was made in New Mexico, from a New Mexico. It's like packed full of New Mexico. So there you go. That's
coming out on DVD
everywhere.
Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Okay.
I would say definitely pick that one up just to support New Mexico, support our friends, support our family, support Rodolfo's family. So there you go.
And then the zombie movie.
Did you know this is Brad Pitt's highest grossing movie ever?
Really?
Never know that.
Ever.
Really.
Yeah,
Really.
this is his highest grossing movie ever. It's World War Z, and it's kind of surprising to hear that a zombie flick is his highest grossing movie when there's
interesting.
many other Brad Pitt flicks out there that just like resonate and that have become part of pop culture now. But this one, highest grossing ever. It's an all-right movie. It's kind of fun. At least they call the zombies zombies this time instead of like the infected, or it's not like a virus or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I would have to say this
Okay.
one is definitely, that's something to check out, rent.
Tomorrow
haven't
is
seen it.
Friday the 13th.
Yes.
And there's a movie of the same name.
Yes, this is the movie that I recommend for Friday the 13th. Always, you have to watch Friday the 13th. At least one of
Friday
those
the 13th.
movies. So
we have the classic trailer.
yeah, I have we could play a part of the trailer. We don't have to play the whole thing. It's like 3 minutes long. So let's play a little bit from it.
Must be my imagination.
Don't run.
Can I help you?
Don't go in there.
Hello?
Sounds like a screeching dog.
8. 9.
Oh. All right, I really think it's ridiculous how they show pretty much every kill in that movie in the trailer, and they count all of them. So it's like it's very, very funny. So look it up on YouTube to find the original.
Why
trailer.
not?
There you
That's
go.
a great Friday night thing to do.
Oh,
Watch
yeah.
Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th.
It's a classic movie.
Yeah, it is.
So.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you guys
Yeah,
too.
thanks for coming out today.
No problemos.
All right, Dan Gutierrez from LocalIQ Magazine and Director's Cut Radio, all about film today.